Oh, after
No, I
public
would
input.
like to do it now.
Yeah, it's okay,
Okay,
that's fine.
yeah.
I'm not even sure it requires a vote, but.
No, but I think
I think
we
we
should
do
have
it
the
to,
consent.
yes, yeah,
Right.
okay.
All right, so Karen made a motion, Mel seconded to, approach the police department, to do a traffic study on Dodge Road, coordinating with the high school and middle school. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Doc.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna, we have Chrissy Smith who's gonna give our student report, and then we're gonna, move on to the agenda.
So I'm just gonna first overview of what's going on at the high school. The girls soccer team qualified for states already, which is awesome. The volleyball team is ranked 4th in the state. Powder puff teams are starting to practice and get meetings are underway. Homecoming is in the gym this Friday, and first quarter ends next Friday, the 6th. AP Calculus is going on a field trip tomorrow to BU. And cross country has cows this Saturday at Bradley Palmer State Park. The Spanish trip has recently been open to all students and not just the Spanish students at the high school. November 3rd, we have an assembly planned for students for all grades on bullying and harassment. And we also last week had a presentation on Hooked. It was called Hooked on Facebook. That's basically what's going on in high school. And then my student work that I'm going to do, I'm just going to talk briefly about a senior internship that I'm participating in. I do it at the Family Medical Center in Wilmington, and it's only open to seniors. You can either do it the last block of every day or every other day. So I chose to do it every other gold day. So I go either 2 or 3 times a week to the Family Medical Center in Wilmington that's affiliated with Winchester Hospital, and I help the nurses there, I help the doctors there. Mainly I help patients there. I get to watch sutures, I get to bring specimens to the lab and patients to x-ray and ultrasound, and it's just been a fabulous experience, and I'm really glad that the high school had that to offer for me.
Do you get a grade on that?
Mr. Bernard oversees it, and it's basically also I'm with a nurse that has to make sure that I come every day. And
So she'll probably do some kind of report or something.
yeah. At the end of the day or every quarter.
What's the date for the Powder Puff game? Is it?
Is the the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the half day. We do it after.
So you're hoping, so you should be able to play it on the turf
Yes.
field, right?
Is that
Before the boys play?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Is that juniors versus seniors now?
It is juniors
So you're not
versus
playing another town or anything?
Nope, we played juniors versus seniors last year, and the juniors
Yeah.
actually won.
You grow
which
under a
was
lot of pressure
awesome.
this year because you won last year. You have
Yeah.
to.
I mean,
win
we're
2 in
going
a
to.
row.
So,
So you'll be the first ones on the field.
yep, first powder puff, first game.
Chuck, what do you
Wow.
think of that?
I
Be
didn't know about
Be
that.
very, very careful what you say.
Turn the camera.
I have granddaughters coming along.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
That's a safe answer.
Let's take my daughter like
Field
one.
hockey can go.
Right.
Chrissy, I'm interested in the forum, that was presented to the high school kids on, internet safety.
Yep,
Did you attend?
I did.
Were you surprised to learn how easy it is to access information on students on, say, Facebook or other social networking?
I wasn't, just because I think that my parents have told me all the time. I mean, they when I was younger didn't want me to have a Facebook or MySpace or anything, but as I got older, it was my responsibility to maintain and be responsible for everything I put on Facebook, and I knew that. I think a lot of students were not aware of that, and that's why we've had a couple problems, but I think that it was a nice wake-up call for a lot of students, and just for them to realize that they're responsible for whatever they put on there, and it is not as easy. It is easier than they think for people in town to access that information.
So you think people are more cautious now as far as what they put on there.
Yeah, definitely been there.
Do a lot of kids use the camera on their cell phone and post pictures?
A lot of kids have digital cameras these days, so whatever event they're at, they take pictures and put it up.
How many pictures did you have of it?
How many do I have? I don't know, like probably over 700.
Yeah. I didn't
Just
know anybody
from
took that many pictures
sporting
except Jeff
events
Gardner. I
and
really didn't.
musical and just there's
Yeah.
every event is on there in
Like-
some fashion.
It's amazing.
Are you concerned when you're out with your friends that people are taking pictures and posting them? Do you feel that's an invasion of your right to privacy?
I don't, because I know that wherever I am, I'm accountable for where I am. So it's usually at sports events or a party that I'm not doing anything bad at. I know that there are some pictures that are out there that are bad pictures, but if those kids are there, then they kind of have to be accountable for those pictures, is the way I think of it.
Good. So the message is getting across.
I
Thank
think
you.
it is, yeah, I do think it is.
Thank you very much for your honesty. And you can certainly leave the meeting whenever you need to. Thanks. Anything else, Chrissy? Okay, next on our agenda, we have with us tonight Representative Brad Jones. Brad, would you like to come on up? Chuck, do you want to pull a chair up?
Yeah, I'll pull the chair, let him sit in the soft chair.
Yeah. Representative Jones hosted a meeting in his office on Friday with Catherine Craven from MSBA.
Yep.
And Chuck was in attendance.
Chuck
Jerry-
was, Jerry, the superintendent, and was Brad Dorr?
Brad Dorr.
Yes. Brad Dorr.
So, why don't you give us an update?
Well, to kind of go back, obviously, the middle and high school facility needs have been, ongoing discussion in town for a period of time. And I think what precipitated the most recent meeting was I would say in response to a missive of the superintendent expressing some concern at where we were at. And Catherine I forwarded that along to Catherine, and she responded and said, well, essentially that she'd like to sit down and have a meeting and talk, and I think that was obviously agreeable to the town. And I think we had a good meeting. And I think that Catherine had the opportunity to tour the high school on the morning of one of our presentations for some reimbursement for the bachelor school. I think she saw the level of need, and I think just looking at sort of the history of the town in terms of the renovations that were done at the high school and the batch, knew that we were pretty responsible and efficient with how we spend resources. So she wanted to really look at North Reading as maybe being a model approach, whether there was an opportunity for some kind of a combined facility or what the best approach would be. So I think the long and the short of it was she expressed a desire, or I'll go so far as to say a commitment to the next MSBA meeting is on November 18th, and to move us up to the next level of kind of getting in the pipeline, which would then have their staff start to look at, okay, really scoping out what are the problems, both in terms of facility, in terms of space, looking at, enrollments and where the projections are gonna be and what would be the best solutions for North Reading, whether it would be, two different facilities, or potentially a combined facility, whether there would be the model to use. One of the things they're trying to move towards is sort of a model facility, so maybe there's more of an off-the-shelf design that gets modified to a site-specific location. So there's a few different things out there. So I think that there was some concern expressed at the last MSBA meeting. We didn't get put in the pipeline at that point, and I think a concern sometimes is that, okay, it comes around once a year, but they really do rolling programming, so that they meet every other month, and every other month, some projects can get moved to the next step in the process. So even though they take statements of interest once a year, that those can be acted on at any interval during the course of the year, depending on where they sit with the town at work, where the questions are at, what the solutions are at. And I think one of the reasons they're, I think, excited to get moving forward is I think they also want to take advantage of the market out there. As as you found, I think, Jerry, you pointed out with the turf field, bids coming in under, I think she referenced the school project that they had originally pegged at $100 million project. Usually the history of these is they go higher than that, but I think the bids came in some $30 million below. That would potentially allow them, even with their finite resources, to be able to get more projects done. So hopefully we can take advantage of some of the work that we've sort of done, and we're not just starting to have a conversation about this. We've had a lot of conversation about it. Obviously, we still have some work to do with the solutions, but I think the town expressed, and I don't want to speak for the committee or the superintendent, but I think a willingness to say, look, we're not set and wedded to one specific absolute outcome, and you need to go along. It was, let's have a dialogue about the problem. There's a lot of space here between the middle and high school. Let's come up with a cost-efficient way that the state would obviously maximize reimbursement for, that would meet the needs of the town, and work together. So the long and the short of that is on November 18th, the intention, I believe, is to put us into the next category of pipeline planning. I think that summarizes the meeting pretty well.
Very well. It's very encouraging. I expect it to break ground right after Thanksgiving. What year? But it was very encouraging.
Jerry just announced he's financing the project.
It was Brad's right, it was a very good meeting, and thanks to David's efforts. First I thought he was gonna get us moved from like 20th to 40th on the list, but no, yeah, his efforts definitely got us back into the pipeline for consideration, so.
What does, this mean as far as the charge to the building committee? Do we have to change anything? Because our last support was for the high school project, singular.
We were kind of waiting for some direction. I mean, really, truly, it was a little bit of a tough read as to what type of a project would be an acceptable project. I think maybe, will we have a better idea, Brad, after November 18th?
I think so. I think that, since they sort of take one prioritization of a town, I think they're
Right.
looking to come in the high school. But I think seeing the two facilities and having some data on both of them, I think they're very open. The impression I got from the meeting, and my conversations outside of the meeting, was that they're very intrigued about the idea of trying to come in with a solution to both problems.
Right. Would be a core facility type.
Right, a core facility, or, and, there can be some economies of scale there, and depending on how we go, there is some incentive points to increase. I think the base reimbursement for North Reading, they said, was about 45.1. But with these, it would go higher.
I thought it was possible to get up to 55.
Right, with the, right,
Yeah,
depending on
with
what
the
we,
incentive
right,
points, yeah.
yep, so absolutely, but at a base, we started in a pretty good position, so.
Yeah.
And Chuck, isn't that the plan that your committee supported in the first place?
In the first place, it was to cover both schools. It would take care of the need for the next 50 years. The thing with the meeting is we have no input on that meeting on November 18th. That's a meeting the MSBA has, but we were told to show up. So some of us will be going just to hear what's happening. But there's no discussion from anybody except the MSBA.
Yeah, I mean, basically, she makes a presentation to her board about what she and the staff are recommending, and the board basically, they may ask a few questions. I think Board of the board has been pretty supportive of what she's done. She does a lot of due diligence and work, and, I walked out last Friday, I think we'd all been
Right.
pretty happy with where we were at and what we were hearing, and I have no reason to believe that.
They have one project similar to the one we're at least looking at going on now, or the works.
Like the Rockland
The
project,
Rockland
Brad
project,
showed us?
where it's, and I don't wanna scare anybody with the numbers, so I won't, but it's just like a 64% or a possible 64% reimbursement. So, I think she said 64, yeah, so that's a huge reimbursement amount. And it's a project that's a, co-facility type project, will combine the high school and middle school.
The only other thing she did impress upon us is if North Reading was selected and got into the pipeline and North Reading refused it, it would be a long time before
Yeah.
North Reading would get
Good
back.
point, Chuck. She
on
said if
the
you get in the
list.
pipeline, you gotta move on.
Right.
You gotta move, you gotta get some results. They can't sit there with you just in the list taking up the spot, so to speak, so.
So
This is a bit of a new program in the sense that we got, obviously we did the bachelor school, we had no reimbursement, we fought, we got everything. Now the program going forward, if something like this was to be were to be approved, by the state, by the town, the state gives you one check for everything there, so if it's a $10 million project, and that's not the real number, but a $10 million project, state say they're gonna give you $5 million,